you can use it, doing the things we are talking about in the lectures. For those, you need to install the software bundle first. 8.3, I put tutorials for 2 versions. After you unzip the zip file, 2 versions, Windows version, Mac version. For Mac students, one thing, let me remind you again, because I talked about it a little bit before. So here, remind you again, this version, Mac version, older version, it includes MySQL as the database management system there. But you may have some chance, a few students may not be installed it successfully. That means in the installation, you can complete it, but when you need to use it, you cannot get connected. If that happened, that could happen. Last year, 2 of my students got this problem last year, Mac students. Oh, Alex is here. Let me just check. Let me just write down. Let me do not, skip. So let me just write down on my paper. Alex is here. All right. If that happened, this version does not work on your machine, that could happen. Then you uninstall it, and then you download the most recent version from web. Most recent version from web, you install the Mac version from there. But that one, remember that one, the reason I didn't ask you to install the most recent version in the first place, because the database management system inside that version is the MariaDB, not MySQL. All right, MariaDB. They share 90-something% features the same, but it's not guaranteed 100% the same. Okay, so there is some difference, small difference. But for those Mac students, if this MySQL version does not work on your machine, then you just pick that MariaDB version, okay, to get it work. Last semester, those 2 students, could do the, all the work from this class using the MariaDB version. So that should be fine. All right. Okay. All right. So let's start our today's part D of module 1, the last part. Okay. The last part, I like to talk about some more database concepts. Part D. Let me run my presentation here. Okay, all right. The first topic, D.1, data format in database. First, let's look at the typical data format. I include one database example in last class. It's called AnimalDB. But after you install the software bundle, then you can install this database. So then you can play around. Here, let me give you some basic knowledge. Last time I already explained a few concepts related to the database, the syntax in SQL statements. Today, let me give you a little more. First, when we talk about database format, we have basically two types. The first one, traditional. The second, non-traditional. Yeah. My next slide, I will explain the non-traditional. Yeah. The traditional one, yeah. So that's the typical data type we used every day. Yeah. Most of the time. Yeah. Non-traditional, it becomes more and more important. Yeah. So we will compare the difference, main difference between these two different types of databases. Yeah. But right now, still traditional most popular yeah, in business world. Yeah. We can say pretty much 90-something% of the applications in the business world, we need to use the traditional data format. Yeah. So what's that format? Yeah. First, textual numeric. Yeah. The most commonly used format, textual numeric. Textual, the string values. Numeric, okay, numbers. Yeah, different types of numbers. Yeah. We use this type of data most of the time. Yeah. If I use the database example animal DB, that example, yeah, so this table you can get from animal and animal DB .SQL. Yeah, we only have one table there, right? And in this part, I only take the data part. The table definition, yeah, you can see from this .SQL file. It's a text file. You just use a text editor, open this file, then you can see its content. Yeah. All right. Here, you can see in the data here, there are 3 columns. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay. Column 1, number field, integer. Yeah. And actually, it's an incremental integer. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. Incremental. All right. That column 3 also integers, number of votes, integer. And the column 2, string values. Yeah. All right. So that's the typical values you will see in our databases. Yeah. But I also like to talk about another type of data, multimedia data. Okay. Yeah. Specifically, these types, images, audios, and videos. Multimedia types. Okay, we know typically the data for these 3 types, binary data, not textual data, binary data. Okay, nobody like to open these files and look at the content, right? Yeah, you know, we don't want to see the content directly, right? Yeah, we rely on software to, you know, show us the content of the files. Yeah. But the database, DBMS can store them. Here, there is a SQL format called blobs, capital B-L-O-B, blobs. The meaning is binary large objects. So you can store each such binary file into your SQL table directly. But it's the binary content. If you go to the examine, look at the content in the table, you cannot recognize anything meaningful. Okay. Yeah. Bunch of, garbage symbols. Yeah. Yeah. Here, I talk about the capability to store this kind of binary data. Capability. Okay, yeah. All right. So what's that meaning? So our DBMS is capable of installing the binary data directly, but in our real world application, we rarely do in that way. Okay. Although, if you like, you can do it, but we rarely do in this way. The reason is simple. Yeah, here I can give you two reasons. Okay, reason is simple. Yeah. The first, it does not help for us to see the content, right? We know usually when we store the data in our database, we need to use our eyes to look at the content of our data. And we may need to modify the data through DBMS directly, right? But for the binary data, how can you see anything meaningful from its content in the database directly, right? So it does not help. So that's the first reason, we do not want to store binary data in our table directly. The second, it takes a lot of space. Okay, it takes a lot of space. Yeah. We know the binary file, image files, audio files, especially video files, very large, right? Yeah. So if you store one file, large number of megabytes, okay, huge, a lot of space. So, yeah. And we have better way. Actually, yeah, we know in our web application, we need to frequently use multimedia data, right? To make your websites more attractive. We need to use that kind of data a lot. Yeah, but we have better way. We do not use this binary way. We want to avoid this kind of binary way. Okay, yeah, let me show you the typical way we use to store multimedia data. Yeah, two possible ways. Yeah. The first way, first way we already discussed. Okay, yeah. So that's something we do not like it. Okay, store data directly. Yeah. The second way, that's the way we like to use, textual way, not the binary way, textual way. Store file paths. Okay, paths. Yeah, each file. Yeah. So what's the paths? I will explain the paths a little more. So store file paths in databases and leave the data on hard drive of the server. Okay. Yeah. First, the data should be available on your server, right? Yeah. But after that, don't store it in your database another time. Okay. Yeah. Just duplicate. In that way, you duplicate your data. That's large amount of data. So why you want to duplicate large amount of data to waste a lot of space? Okay, yeah. So the simple, easy way, we know the paths on your server, the paths here, basically URLs, right? Each multimedia binary data file has a URL paths under the server. Okay, yeah, under your server. Your server, you have a domain of your server. So you start from your domain and then location paths. After the domain, you add location paths. So you can access those files from hard drive directly. And those paths, they are strings, right? And you just store these strings. That's simple. Small amount of data. We know the paths values much shorter than the original data size, much smaller when you consider the data size. Yeah. So you save a lot of space. And your eyes, you can see the content of URLs, and you can modify your URL in your database directly. Okay, very convenient to use. Yeah. So that's the usual way we use in our real world applications. Okay, yeah. All right, so that's the traditional data. Next, non-traditional data. Yeah, so web application, yeah. So yeah, we use that way. All right. Data format for social media. Yeah, that's the non-traditional way. Social media, so important in recent years. Yeah. All right. So why it's non-traditional data? Yeah, there is some good reason. Social media, non-traditional data. The reason is based on the typical way to use the social media data. Yeah. So let me describe the properties of this non-traditional data. Yeah. Think about the data in posts, tweets, images, yeah, video clips, yeah, images, video clips, treat the, URLs. Okay, yeah, because when people use images, videos, people refer to the URLs of those images and videos. Okay, yeah. So then posts, tweets, the content. Yeah. Think about how to do the search on the posts and the tweets on social media in a fast, efficient way. That's the big, most important reason people want to use the non-traditional data. Why people do not use the traditional data here, right? So here, I like to explain this. Yeah, so let me raise the question here. Why do not use the traditional data here? Okay, here the answer. Let me give you a quick answer. Okay, quick answer. Yeah. No. Supporting fast search. We have this need, all right, supporting fast search. If you use non-traditional data, you cannot do fast search. If you use, if you use the traditional data, it does not support fast search. Then for the social media, fast search, very important, right? Yeah. think about the users post a lot of news, get a lot of information happened every day, quickly, important events, then the users, they need to do search immediately. After other users post some information, okay, yeah, the users, they want to find information immediately without any delay. That kind of requirement, traditional data does not support. So a new type of databases is needed for that important requirement usage. Okay, why? Let me explain. Yeah, in this slide, the second half, I explained that reason. Yeah, that's the main reason. Non-traditional data, a completely new type of database managed system was created for this purpose. Yeah. All right. Large data amount. Yeah. So social media, we can treat the data amount is large, typically large amount. Yeah. Think about searching information in large amount of data. Performance is very important, right? Yeah, large amount. Yeah, usually your search may not be very fast. If the search is not very fast, that is really bad. The users are not happy. Okay, yeah. So the performance, very important. That's why here we emphasize fast search. Okay, yeah. Then, now I need to answer. Okay, I need to explain why. Yeah. Now I explain why. All right. Why traditional database cannot do fast search? Yeah. Because in traditional data, the structures are very complicated. Okay, structures. What do you mean structures? Tables. In traditional data, we use tables to organize our data, right? Many tables. In each table, the structure is different. The structures are very complicated. The first thing, yeah. When you do search, you need to do database queries, right? Queries. And in order to do search, so here we look at the search operation. Search operation, typically, we do keywords-based search, right? Keywords-based search. Okay, yeah. If you use the traditional databases, how to do the keywords-based search? There is an important step you need to do called indexing. Indexing step. This step is critical for traditional search. Yeah. For example, the Google search. Google search. When we do Google search every day, that's rely on the indexing step. That's the Google search. They use the traditional databases for the Google search. Okay, indexing, that step, very expensive. Yeah, so they need to, sending out spiders, so little programs crawling on web, visit all the websites in the world, then extract keywords and then store in their back-end databases in their servers. You know, they need that step. Okay, so usually that process is very slow and not be immediate. All right, but think about for the social media data, the users, they want to do the search immediately when the posts, tweets posted immediately. Okay. In other words, they want to skip the indexing step. There is no indexing step. Okay. How can you do that? Without indexing step, you can still do the fast search. How can you do that? The solution, using simple structures. The structure, your data, the structure should be very simple. Okay? The simple, all right? Simple and fixed. The structure is fixed. Fixed never changes. Yeah, the structure, always that kind of structure. It's a fixed structure, never changes. Okay, and it's simple. Yeah. Then a new type of databases were developed to support fast search operations on the simple structure. That's the non-traditional data. Okay, yeah. So what kind of structure? Yeah, here, let me give you the structure. The structure is basically key value pairs. Okay, yeah. Each data item, each data piece has this fixed structure. There is a key first, search key. In order to search something, you need to have a key first, right? But you also need to have a value associated with it. So each data item is one key value pair. Okay, and it is fixed all the time, never changes. Okay, yeah. So you do not need to describe it. You do not need to write any description statement for it. Yeah. That's the data you need to do processing. Okay, so that's the non-traditional data. Then you develop some search mechanism that can be very fast on this kind of simple data. That's the idea. Okay, that's the fastest, supporting fast search. The solution is based on this new new design, database structure design. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So the non-traditional databases we call the NoSQL. This class of databases, we give a name for the whole class, NoSQL, not only SQL, okay, and not only SQL. Yeah, not only SQL. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. For the traditional database, we mean relational databases. This relation thing is very important. Okay, so we have many tables. We need to explore the relationships among those tables. Okay, yeah. But non-traditional, it's not relational. Okay, no relation to be considered. Okay, and then we do not have tables. Yeah, we do not have tables. We just have a long sequence of p-value pairs. Right? Long sequence of key value pairs. That's typically for the posts, tweets, that kind of data. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Much simpler. Yeah. So you can see the structure-wise, much simpler than relational database. So NoSQL, much simpler. Okay. Yeah. And you do not need to describe the data. For traditional, you need to describe your data because it could be very complicated. So you need to describe the details on the structures of your data. But non-traditional, you never need to describe your data. Okay? Yeah, because this description is enough. That is the description. Okay? That description already enough. Right? Non-traditional. Yeah. Mainly handle relatively simple data, but large amount. Yeah. So this non-traditional, it is used for the social media type of data. Other than that type of data, for other everyday business world applications, it's not good. Okay? Yeah. It's not good. Yeah. For everyday life in the business world, we need to use traditional databases. Okay? Very powerful, but very complicated. But it can do all kinds of businesses. Non-traditional, you can only do social networking, key value pair type of data. You can only process that type of data. Other than key value pair type of data, you cannot do. You cannot do it well. Oh, yeah. Let's say in that way. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Supporting fast search. I already talked about that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Relationship. Yeah. So you can see, based on this kind of property discussion, we cannot use non-traditional databases to replace traditional databases. Yeah. So they're working for different type of applications. Yeah. Yeah. And but here you can think about, in the current business world, many companies, in order to sell their products well, they may need to attach some social networking communication with their customers, right? Yeah, Facebook, tweets, social networks, communication channels, YouTube with their customers, right? Yeah. So you can imagine those companies, although they're major data still using the traditional databases, but they need to attach some small component. Yeah. Typically working for the social networking data. Okay. All right. Yeah. For this class, I try my best to, give you a simple example of the non-traditional databases. Last semester I couldn't find the time, so this semester I try to squeeze some time to show you that example. Yeah. Otherwise, my description may be too abstract. You need something concrete, so to help you visualize the non-traditional databases. Yeah. All right. So let me stop this topic. Yeah. Move to the next one quickly. Next one, demo. Yeah. Today I like to show you some demo. Yeah. For the demo, two parts. Yeah. The first, basic DBMS operations. Yeah. So I just play around, show you some simple DBMS operations. Then another part, I want to show you the PHP example, simple PHP example, hello world type example, to get you started in programming. Yeah. All right. So first, demo, examples of SQL statements. All right. At the beginning, we need to create a SQL database first. Yeah. Although I gave you a database script, it contains all the statements you need to make that database, but you need to create a database first. So let's look at that step. Yeah. First, the command line. Yeah. Although here, right now, not many people use the command line. Yeah. Yeah. But you can still use that. Yeah. Still, there is a way to use the command line. Yeah. So the command line, yeah, usually for MySQL under this prompt, this is the command line prompt. Okay, yeah. Then you type create database. Yeah. Remember, although it's not case sensitive, the commands not case sensitive. You do not have to type uppercase create database, but for better readability, you know, people type capital version. Yeah. Create database, then the database name. Okay. Yeah. Then you enter. So then you get a statement executed. Yeah. So this we treat as a SQL statement. This is still a valid SQL statement. Okay. Yeah. You can execute this SQL statement from command line and from many different places. Yeah, later I will talk about a place to execute this SQL statement. Okay, yeah, here. Execute at the command line. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right. In GUI, yeah, so we work in the, graphical user interface. Yeah, here I use the PHP my admin. So this is a PHP my admin included in XAMPP bundle. Okay, later I will show you the GUI one. So then you have this interface, databases. So create a database, you just fill in the database name and click create button. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So for example, our animal DB, you just type the name animal DB. Yeah. Here I attach DB, so it's a database name. Yeah. To make you aware of it. Yeah. You type this name in this field, right? Then you click create button. Then a blank database is created. After that, then you can populate. You can execute the SQL statements in, yeah. After that, you execute or run the SQL statements inside that file, animal db.sql. Then you get your database populated. Okay. Yeah. So run the database script to populate the data. Copy paste. Okay. Yeah. One simple way, you just copy all the statements in your animal db.sql, copy, paste, you click the SQL tab, you click it. So you have an input area and you paste there, click a go button, you run all the statements. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. But there is another way to run import button. Okay. You use the import tab. Import in this picture, I do not have the space, so you see the export, right? So the import, so you look at further to the right, you can see the import tab. Yeah. So you can import that file, that script of the SQL command, SQL statements. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I will show you later in my demo. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then basic SQL operations. After you create and populate, then you can manipulate the data, right? So when you manipulate the data, so you use the basic SQL operations. Retrieval, when you do retrieval, you type select statement. Here, just the one example, select statement. So you can see the content of this table. Survey results table. You see the content, the star, all fields, all table fields. Yeah. All right. Insertion, you can insert new data. Yeah. Update, you can modify the existing data, and the deletion. Okay. Yeah. Deletion. Remember the last time when you do deletion, you should be very careful, because if the data is deleted, later you realize you made a wrong deletion. How can you recover it? Think about that issue before you do your deletion. All right? Yeah. All right, so that's the SQL part. Then also let me talk about the first PHP web application, the structure. Yeah. I use a few minutes to describe it. Then I show you those two parts. Yeah. All right, so the description part. Remember, in this class, I like to use the NetBeans IDE. Yeah, but the NetBeans IDE, we use the PHP version. Okay, yeah, PHP version. All right, yeah. Right. If you have some good reason to use other IDEs, it's fine. Yeah, yeah. So you have the freedom to choose. Otherwise, if you do not have any preference, you just use this NetBeans PHP. Yeah. Right now it's under Apache. This Apache is the software foundation. Okay. Yeah. Although our server is called Apache, but that Apache is the name of the software, open source software foundation. Okay. Yeah. That Apache. Okay. Yeah. Not that server Apache. Yeah. Server Apache actually is a one project under that big umbrella, Apache's open source software foundation, big umbrella. Yeah. All right. Then here, yeah, let me talk about the basic structure here. All right. Basic structure, I want to explain how to run a PHP, how to run, including develop, okay? Develop, okay? PHP web application. Yeah, let me describe that simple process, very simple. Okay. All right. First, create a PHP project in your IDE. Okay. Similar the way you create a project in other IDEs. Yeah. So you may have the Eclipse experience. Some of the students, so you have the Eclipse experience. So very similar. Okay. Yeah. But this time you select PHP project. Yeah. All right. Then when you create, you need to specify location. Okay, location of your projects. So that's something I need to explain here. Location, yeah, because there is a question regarding the location. Question: how to make the server here, I mean the Apache server, all right? Apache server here. How to make the server find your project, right? That question is important when you create PHP project. If the server cannot find it, then you cannot run it. Okay? Yeah. The server needs to go to some specific location to find your project. You cannot, if you're putting other places, the server does not have access to, some arbitrary location. The server needs to go to some friendly location. Okay, yeah. All right, so here, let me give you a concept in server. It's called the concept is called document root. Document root concept in a web server. Okay, yeah, that concept. So what's that concept? Yeah. All the files in this directory can be accessed by the server. Okay, that concept. Yeah. For Apache, this web server, the document root, there is a name called htdocs. htdocs. That's the name, Yeah. Under Apache installation directory, you can find a folder called htdocs. Yeah. So then your project should be inside this folder. Then when you run your project in a web browser, Apache can find your project. Otherwise, Apache cannot find it. Okay? Here we put a different location. Apache cannot find it. Okay? Yeah. This idea also true for other servers. Yeah. So this true for other, because there are many other servers, right? Yeah, not just Apache. Apache is one of the popular web servers. There are many other servers, true for other servers. Okay, all right. Then after that, then you create a project successfully, and you can type some code, PHP code there inside. Then you run your project, then you see the result. After you run the project, a web browser is brought up and display your PHP file as a page, and then you see the result. That's the typical process of PHP web application development. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So after I finish the basic description, I have 10-something minutes. So let me show you some simple operations. And also, first, PHP web application. Yeah. All right. So when I start, let me switch to, first, let me quit my presentation. Yeah. And the second, oh, yeah, I need to bring up something, but I need to stop sharing temporarily, yeah, because my control part is blocked. Yeah. So I need to stop sharing temporarily. All right. And then, yeah, I need to start, let me see. I need to start my exam control panel. Okay. Exam control panel. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. So let me share the screen again. Then I show you some basic operations. All right. Yeah. Here, this is the control panel. Apache. Exam, right? Exam control panel. All right. Before I develop web applications, I need to start 2 servers. Yeah. The first one, Apache server. This one, I click the start button. Yeah. All right. So when you see the port number here, yeah. So it's running, and the stop button. Yeah. Stop. It's running. Yeah. If you want to stop, you need to click the stop button. Yeah. All right. So that's the first one. Second, yeah. MySQL. Yeah. So now I want to start MySQL server, database server. You click start button. After you see this port number 3306, yeah. So it's running. Okay. Yeah. Now we can work on the, let me work on the MySQL part first. Yeah. Yeah. Let me bring up the, database. Yeah. So let me see. Let me bring up the database scripts. Yeah. So because I need to show you the demo thing. Yeah. So part B. I remember in not part B, part C. Let me go to part C. Yeah. Yeah. AnimalDB, right? Yeah, you can download. Yeah. Let me open it in my text editor. Yeah. Notepad++ text editor. Yeah. Look at that. That's the the script. Okay. Yeah. Let me leave it here. Yeah. So that's the everything. Yeah. A lot of comments. Yeah, a lot of comments there. Yeah. All right, now let me jump to here. Oh, yeah, it's blocked another time. Yeah. So I need to stop sharing again and open a new tab. Yeah, it's not very convenient. Yeah. New tab. Yeah. New tab, let me share another time. Yeah. All right. So this is the new tab. Here, because I need to access PHP my admin. Okay. So Apache, yeah, I need to go to Apache first. Yeah. Localhost. When I type localhost, so you just type localhost. When you click enter, because Apache is running on the localhost. Yeah. The default place example. Yeah. Look at the bottom, PHP my admin. You click this link. Yeah. You get the interface, PHP my admin, GUI interface for the MySQL. Yeah. Here you see the server IP address of local server 127.0.0.1. This is the standard IP address for localhost. Okay. Yeah. When you see this IP address, you know it means localhost. Yeah. When you type localhost, actually you access this IP address. Yeah. All right. Now, databases. Now you click this tab because we want to create a database name, animal. Okay. Animal DB. I already have many versions. So let me put my version number 3 for you. So you may have your first version. Yeah. Animal DBs. So I just show you how to create, and yeah, you create a button. So it is created. Look at this Animal DB3. It is created. All right. Then in order to populate a database, you need to select it. Yeah, there is one action you should not miss it. You need to select by clicking this link. Click Animal DB3. Now you select it. Look at database : Animal DB3. That means this database is selected as your current database. Okay, all right. Then, in order to execute all the SQL statements, you click the SQL tab. You have a blank text area. You can copy paste SQL commands. Yeah. So let us go to the, this text file, text editor place. Copy, Control A, select all, and Control C. All right, yeah, copy. Yeah. Then come back to the SQL window, Control V, paste all the commands here. All right, yeah. And click a go button. Go. Yeah. No error, no complaint. That means your execution is successful. Okay. Only one table here. You click structure, so you see only table in this database. You click a browse, you can see the data inside listed in a table. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's the simple way you create a database, populate a database, and later, if you know any SQL statement, you can go to the SQL window. You can run your SQL commands here. Okay. All right. Here, I only have 5 minutes. Let me jump to the first PHP web application, Hello World, and to show you how to do the whole thing. So before we finish today, yeah, I already start my MySQL. Yeah, this one. Okay, yeah, I already have several versions Hello World. Let me create another one. Yeah, file. Yeah, the first one, new project. New project. All right, PHP. Look at it. PHP application. All right, yeah. So we select. Yeah. Then next. Okay. This time you need to give a project. Okay. The default location. Look at the source folder. C:\example. htdocs. Remember that htdocs. That's the document root. All right. So here we place our project. inside that document root. So let's call it hello world number 3. Yeah. All right. Yeah. It's a new project. Okay. The location is correct. All right. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Actually, yeah, look at the URL, project URL. How to access your web application. This is the web localhost. Yeah. On your local server, localhost. Okay. All right. So everything is correct. So we can click finish. Yeah, because we do not need to select other things. So finish. Then a blank project is created. Hello world blank. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So here you have a HTML skeleton file. Yeah. There is no PHP code. So look at the comment here. Put your code here. All right. We just print out some message. Here, there are 2 ways to print out message. All right. First, let me use the print command. Print string double quotes. Hello world. That's the first one. Then remember, when our PHP generate the output, it should be the HTML content. All right, HTML content. So here I need to put a HTML tag break. I need to change a line. Otherwise, I will display second line together with the first line in one line, same line. So here I want to change the line. So I need to put that, BR, line breaker, BR tag. All right. The second way, people also use the echo command to, the same functionality with that print. Yeah. Print or echo. Yeah. So this time I print another message, hello, PHP. Yeah, how about that? Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Semicolon. Yeah. Semicolon. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. 2 statements. Then save the file. All right. Yeah. Then execute, run this file. Hello world 3. Yeah. Let me expand the project node. Source files. Index.php. Let me run this file. Index.php. All right. Right click and run. Okay. Run. Okay. Hello world. Very fast. Hello world. Exclamation. Line change. Remember that BR tag. Line breaker. Hello PHP. So when you see these 2 lines, it's successful. Okay. Your first simple PHP web application is successful. Okay. So that's the starting point. Yeah. After that, you need to run many PHP examples, files in this class. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's it. Yeah. We run out of time. So let me stop right here, and then later I will post the video. Yeah. Okay.